So who have you got today?
Got my friend Anna Williamson. I have not seen her in ages, but she has just gone home with her career, and I just can't wait to see who it is behind the scenes that's holding her. Anna Williamson. Hello, friends.
Hi, friend Anna Whitehouse, the two AWs.
My namesake. We're back in it.
We are.
So friends, which you are, family, colleagues, everyone needs that kind of like support network around them, especially doing what you do. Who is that one person who's got your back?
I have to heavily caveat this with I have excellent parents. Okay, I'm very, very #blessed with my mum and dad. But she won't mind me saying this. My dad, in particular, he has always been that one person that has just excelled at having my back with everything I do.
I cry every time I hear someone talking about dad.
Oh, do you know what? I'm with you. You might need a Kleenex for this one.
Yeah, definitely.
My mum and dad are remarkable people. Anything that is good about me, and I guess the person I am that shows up at work and within my family is absolutely as a result of my upbringing. You know, mum and dad, they are the kindest, most wise human beings ever. But my dad in particular has always been my biggest cheerleader. Probably why he's in the forefront of my mind now is that, you know, I'm 43, but since I was a kid, I always wanted to be on the stage, and probably quite honestly, I'm never quite talented enough to be on the stage.
I take to differ, friend.
You're very sweet, babes. You're very sweet. But I did find myself, by design, on the biggest stage in London Palladium last year as part of my Luana podcast, and my dad, who I think this is what got me, and it really made me well up. I know you're going to well up at this one. So my dad is nearly 80, right? He rarely comes into London anymore just because he lives his best retired life in his little orchard. But I was doing this and he was like, well, I'm coming. And I was like, oh, Dad, I don't think you'd be quite up for this content. Like, it's basically a hen do and a riot mixed in. Like, and we walk out of a giant vagina, for goodness sake. Like, I don't think this is quite your cup of tea. And he's like, I couldn't care less what it is. He said, you're on the London Palladium. That's all you've ever wanted to do. My older brother brought him up. He trotted along, got him a little front row seat, and I remember coming out onto London Palladium stage, seeing my dad sitting in the little front row of the Royal Circle, as proud as punch, couldn't have given a toss what the content was. and he came round to the backstage afterwards and just, I just love the emotion you showed for it. I just love the emotion you feel for that, honey. Thank you.
You can see it's just those generations that have your back, that are holding you. Yeah. How have you kind of shown appreciation maybe to your dad for everything he's done to build you up?
I speak to my dad every day. I speak to my parents every day. We're a very, very close family. When I got married myself and had children, and as you will know, I have suffered a couple of spectacular mental breakdowns in my time. The older I'm getting now, I think the more aware I am of time and borrowed time and mortality. What I have done for my dad is make sure I show up for him. And as my parents are getting older, they need me more. I have brothers too who are pretty good, to be fair, actually. For boys, they're quite good, actually. But I show up for him. And you know what? I know for my dad, what he loves more than anything in the world is being around his family. So I make sure I carve out that time for my dad. And that's not easy. And as I say, we're juggling work, we're juggling having children. But I know that is the biggest currency that he has.
I think it is that just holding those that have held us.
Absolutely. And I think, I don't know about you, but I think the more as life goes on, the more special and precious the simple things are.
How do you think your dad, everything you've said about him, it's absolutely beautiful and it resonates deeply. How do you think he's shaped your life specifically? Morals, kind of drive, like how is he sort of punctuated, I suppose, where you've got to?
He's taught myself and my brothers, about tenacity, always show up kind and grateful and curious, never get above your station. He taught us I think the phrase you always use, the whole manners cost nothing, but speak as comfortably to a duke as you would a dustman, is what he used to sort of say.
My dad used to say, have we got the same dad?
I think we've got the same dad by the sounds of it. But I think there's no coincidence that we are a very similar people. We vibe very, which is why everyone mistakes us for the same person wherever we walk around. And I think, that is something that I'm sure you do with your children, but now something that I really am absolutely drilling into my children is just, and I think this world that we live in now as well, just the importance of showing kindness and reserving your judgment. And both of my parents, actually, a huge lesson that they've taught me is to calm any impulsiveness, particularly when it comes to feeling cross about something or whatever it may be. The importance of sleeping on it, and the importance also, which is difficult in the world that we live in and the job we do, but actually sometimes my opinion isn't necessary. And I think they very much taught me that have an opinion on something that you know something about, and don't be afraid to sit back and not give that opinion if you don't need it, because not everyone needs to hear it. And I think that's what they have given me, just that courage to be myself.
I love that. My dad also said, don't have a best friend, otherwise it makes everyone else feel excluded. It doesn't have to be advice from your dad, but what's the kind of best piece of advice you've been given that you kind of hold to your core?
Probably actually moving on to my mother, really, is the importance of silence sometimes, of taking a pause.
We sit with that in silence?
Yeah.
It's too awkward.
It is too awkward. Also, I don't do silence very well.
Neither do I, babe.
I don't do silence very well.
But it's a great skill.
It's a great skill. And the irony is my mother talks more than I do. I guess, sometimes, and I'm very aware of this as well, being perimenopausal, I'll be honest with you. I can be a bit more irritable and irrational nowadays. And I do find myself making a bigger deal of something that actually isn't a big deal. And I'm learning the importance of catching myself in that moment, and where my perhaps my little hot-headedness can come in, that I want to kind of call it out immediately. I think that's where that advice comes in on just sleep on it. And actually, the next day I'm like, do you know what? I'm actually okay about that. I don't need to bring it up.
And how sexy is accountability? I mean, it's taken me to 44. You're 43, aren't you?
Correct.
To 44 to be able to say sorry. But it's what a great trait.
And mean it. But it is. You're right. I don't know about you, Anna, but I am really enjoying being in my 40s. I just feel there is a shift in, and it's not arrogance.
No,
it's self-assuredness. And my God, it feels sexy and good. And I'm okay. I'm okay with someone not liking me now. Yeah. I'm okay with having those big conversations.
Which makes you more likeable.
Well, I think it does, yeah. But I'm okay with having those big conversations as long as they're done in a cordial fashion. Let's bring it on. And I think there's a real sexiness and strength in being able to do that. And with friendships, I have some really long, deep-rooted friendships that, silliness happens, nothing necessarily to do with me, but I'm quite happy now to be that friend that will go, look, do you know what, let's work this out, come on, it ain't that big a deal.
What I want to kind of get to today is kind of what's the most important thing to you right now. We've spoken about your dad, we've spoken about your mum, you've got a prolific career, you've got wonderful children, and obviously I'm your best friend, so it's looking great. I mean, it's looking great
quite
for you.
Honestly, good for us, babes.
If you could sort of ensure one thing in this moment, right here, right now, what would it be?
I would say quality time.
I'm going to cry again.
I know you're going to cry. I see people that have gone now. You see with friends as well who are experiencing loss. It's just an inevitable part of life, unfortunately. And I think that's what's really shifted for me now, is very much the health is wealth, and quality time. It's something that is priceless.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you so much, Anna Williamson.
Thank you.
For everything. And thank you, Heart and Aviva, for, I was going to say, getting to the heart of the issue.
Absolutely.
But that's a terrible pun.
So
we'll leave on that note.
It's one that I think is genius.
You are my best friend, even though my dad said I shouldn't have any.
Done.